What's up, guys? I'm Mike from StockedUp, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We had a wild day in the market today. Tesla was just soaring. It flew up 6%, broke all-time highs, and had a crazy close. In this video, we're going to be talking a lot about Tesla, but we're also going to be talking about the stimulus update and even an update from the Federal Reserve. So we have kind of a laid-back video today, but we're just going to be going over just the crazy movement that we saw in the market this week, in the outstanding catalyst in the market overall. But Tesla is just going crazy. They closed at around $665. So Tom, what's going on here?
Yeah, they got included into the S&P 500. There was some crazy volume going into Tesla. As we can see, whenever the market shut, you can see how the market really, these are 1-minute candles, and you can see how high they extended up and then pulled back down and then came right back up. And they've pretty much just been trading pretty crazily all throughout after hours here and to even end the day. You can see how much Tesla started dipping off to end the day, and then they came all the way back. So this is just a crazy swing on this stock, and this is what we were talking about yesterday whenever we said, watch out for the volume coming in on Tesla, just because a lot of people are watching it right now, and these indexes and stuff are going to start buying it up. So that's really the thing, and it doesn't mean Tesla's necessarily going to go up, but the big thing is that it's just what's a big thing to watch out for. And I think a lot of options traders are going to get hurt by this, especially because Tesla is still around 680. I mean, it just popped up to 690 now, but it's not moving as much as I don't think people anticipated it to.
So Tesla went from about $70 all the way up to about $695 in the last 9 months. The big question is, do you buy now? Like, that's the $1 million question. Everyone's asking, well, it already went up so much. Should we still buy? Or, is this the top? Or is this, is Tesla going to hit $2,000 in 2 years from now? So Tom, what are your thoughts on this scenario? Because I know everyone is wondering, is now the time to buy Tesla?
Yeah, I mean, I know that there's a lot of articles and stuff like that out right now, and they're actually saying that Tesla could possibly fall back down to $50 or $100 a share even. And to me, that just sounds kind of crazy. Tesla's been growing a lot. They're getting into a lot of new things, and they're selling a lot more cars than they used to sell, and they're finally becoming profitable, which is awesome. But they're getting into a lot of stuff, so I could see a pullback in the short term here. I do see them, going up possibly over the next couple of days, but I think that in the next year to 2 years, we might see a pullback on Tesla, because just keep in mind, they're opening new factories. They're researching new things, and all that costs a lot of money. So they lose a lot of cash on research and development for these new technologies that they're doing. And Elon Musk is also doing a lot of other stuff as well, which could also use some of that cash. So there's just a lot of stuff going on. And I think that Tesla, though, is just an awesome company for the long term. I'm just not sure that I'd be buying shares at these current prices, but I do think that they're a good company for the long term. And I honestly just totally disagree with these articles of these people who they're sitting here comparing Tesla to Tilray, which is a marijuana stock that is nowhere near the size of Tesla or anything. So, I don't believe those analysts that say that Tesla is going to come all the way down to $5 or $50 a share again. I think that that's totally crazy, just given what they do.
Yeah, so here's my viewpoint. Tesla, obviously, like you said, it's an amazing company. They have some just insane growth over the past couple years, and they're doing great. And the fact that they're being added to the S&P 500 tells me a lot about what the smart money thinks when it comes down to Tesla. If all these fund managers and index managers are making such a bold move to add this stock into the S&P 500, they clearly went into their financials. They analyzed everything to make sure this is a worthwhile add to the index. So I think that tells a lot about the company for the long term, and they're also just doing great as a company. They're profitable now. They have momentum because they can do these share offerings now because their stock price is so high. They have a lot of things that are really working in their favor, and I really like that. For the short term, I think it can go either way. We all know Tesla is an extremely volatile stock. Their implied volatility is around 83%. For next week alone, market makers are pricing in a 68% chance of Tesla moving up or down $88. They are extremely volatile. For the short term, I think it can go either way. But honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards the downside, if anything. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Overall, for the long term, I like them. And if you like them for the long term, there's really no wrong time to buy. The best thing to do would be to average in or even sell cash secured puts. But the problem is that Tesla is a pretty expensive stock now. So for one cash secured put, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So that's just my viewpoint on it. But overall, Tesla looks to be having a very bright future. But like you were talking about a minute ago, the options on Tesla are just insane. So okay, so Tesla had a crazy close today, right? And I was looking at the 650 strike call options that expired today, December 18th, and these things went from about $3,000 all the way down to about 500, and then all the way back up to 2,900, and then all the way down to $110 in a span of about an hour. So the options on Tesla are just insane, and just be careful if you're playing Tesla options because they are getting pretty expensive, and if you go too far out of the money, that can really hurt you.
Yeah, and this is a crazy swing, just like you said on this. And that implied volatility really must have went up during this time because that was an insane jump on Tesla. And man, I just don't even know how anyone could have even traded those during that time. That's just an insane swing right there. You know, it would have been talk about catching a good day trade right here if someone could have caught Tesla going up here whenever it doubled like this. That's amazing.
Oh yeah. So Tom, what's going on with this stimulus deal?
Yeah, the stimulus deal has been really crazy. You can see that the SPY is going up in after hours and to end the day today. And I think this caught a lot of traders off guard whenever this started popping. And it actually made a lot of other stocks catch like an end of day run as well. And the thing is that they're trying to pass that 900 billion relief package. But the thing is that they have to pass a short-term funding bill before they can pass this. So the thing is that they have to fund Congress so that they can actually work on this bill over the weekend. And if they don't fund Congress over the next few hours, then the bill is pretty much shot dead. But right now, hopefully they can get this passed and then they can continue working on this bill over the weekend because it's pretty important, I think, for the markets. But some other news that came out is that the Federal Reserve announced today that they will allow the nation's largest banks to resume share buybacks. And if we go to Bank of America, you can see how much that this affected them in after hours today, popping from 28.70 all the way up to 30.28, which is amazing for Bank of America. And they'll be able to resume these share buybacks in the first quarter of 2021. And this is huge for the markets and for banks. I think this is going to help banks tremendously, Mike. Go ahead and let me know what you think.
Oh yeah, this is. I know people have varying opinions on share buybacks, but generally they're pretty good for the stock. And we can just tell that investors love that news. Bank of America and JP Morgan are skyrocketing in after hours. And we've actually been talking about bank stocks for a couple months now on how we like it to the upside for the long term. And I think this is just the start of a longer term uptrend, especially for quality bank stocks like JP Morgan and Bank of America. So overall, it's good for them in the short term, but also the long term. And I just really like banks right now. Banks have not been in the best position for the past couple months due to certain regulations and things like that have been set in place. However, they're still not in an amazing position, but it's getting better. So I like that. Shows improvement. And I only like quality bank stocks like Bank of America and JP Morgan. But overall, it looks pretty solid.
Yeah, and if interest rates start to rise again, that'll even help them even more. Like if the interest rates start going up and the economy starts doing better, I think that banks will they could possibly reach their pre virus levels, and I think that that's a sector that really could actually fully recover all the way back to the top.
Yeah, I agree with you for sure. Especially the quality ones. If we get a nice mix of this positive Federal Reserve news and then a stimulus boost too, I think that would benefit banks a ton. So we'll definitely see what happens. But a lot of crazy things are going on in the market right now, especially Tesla. We're still so close to all-time highs. Tom, do you have any closing thoughts on anything right now?
My biggest thing is just to have a solid trading strategy in mind. There's going to be a ton of volatility in the markets, especially over the next couple of weeks and the next couple of days specifically with this bill in mind. And one big thing is that obviously over the weekend, nobody can trade. So, I hope that everybody who held any calls or puts over the weekend, I hope it goes in your favor. But man, right now it's just like a big coin flip for the market. And just keep in mind that it's pretty risky to hold these things whenever there's all these different catalysts over the weekend and at night and different stuff like that that can come out and really affect the market. You can see how much Tesla here moves in after hours and pre-market. It almost moves more during those times than it does whenever the market's open. So just keep that in mind that a lot of stocks are moving in pre-market and after hours whenever these catalysts happen. So it's going to really hurt options trading, I think, for the next couple of days. But I think that it'll give some opportunities for some good day trades. But I think it's a humbling experience again over the next few days for newer traders and especially traders that are kind of riskier or traders that are kind of gambling on things. I think that's going to be where they really get hurt here.
I'm really glad you brought that up because, if you're a trader right now and you feel a little bit overwhelmed or if things just aren't going how you planned, it is a pretty hard time to trade right now. We are right at all-time highs. We're having just crazy, just illogical movement right now in the market. We have news that can come out at any second with the stimulus deal. It is a pretty hard time to trade right now. And when we get in scenarios like this, just make sure not to be over leveraged. And, don't force setups. If you don't see an amazing setup, you don't have to trade every day. So I'm glad you brought that up, Tom. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. As you guys already know, comments really help grow our channel. Tom and I really appreciate everyone who comments, likes, or subscribes to the channel. Comments really help us, and we really appreciate it. With that being said, if you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. And if you aren't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. Tom and I post brand new videos every single day. But besides that, thanks for watching.